This podcast is a part of the PodMania Podcasting Network. Check out podmania.co.uk to check out more of our great podcasts, features, reviews, match ratings and previews spanning the crazy and diverse world of professional wrestling.
You're listening to the PodMania Pro Wrestling Podcast, a sample of the best pro wrestling podcasts we can produce on our tiny budget. Check us out on Apple Podcasts, Podcast Addict, CastBox, and all other podcast platforms. If it's wrestling you want, check out more of our great content at podmania.co.uk. Let's do this.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of the PodMania Podcast. I'm your host, Rob Goodwin, and I'm joined today by Chris O'Brien. No Garth today, Chris. Where is he?
He got injected with nanobots, and he's kind of getting them out of his system.
Yeah, he is now 5G ready.
Yeah. What would his aerial be? Don't answer that question.
Yeah, unfortunately, Garth can't be with us. He's had the vaccination and is feeling a little bit under the weather. And obviously, at his age, we need to protect him. So he's decided not to do the podcast today. But Chris, how are you?
So you know how I keep my film list, like the list of all the films I watch in a year.
I'm familiar with the film list.
Yeah, my people are starting to get annoyed with this year's film list. By
people. Do you mean Garth?
Well, he hasn't seen it, but he would be annoyed. You'd be annoyed, actually, as well, because Lord of the Rings isn't very high up.
Give me an example of some of the films that are above...
Okay, first of all, there's 48 films on the list so far this year. I would like to think that's a fairly impressive number. Lord of the Rings is 27. And above Lord of the Rings is Hamilton, Silent Voices, Shrek 2, Adventures in Space and Time, The Favourite, Frozen, Toy Story, 2001: A Space Odyssey, but to be fair, that's a classic, Finding Nemo, Good Time, Lost in Translation, Soul, Marriage Story, Across the Universe, Black Swan, which I still haven't recovered from, Weathering Review, which made me cry. But I tell you what I did watch this week that was profoundly frustrating was Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, because 2/3 of it is like really fun and really whimsical when you're going around Depression-era New York looking for fun magical creatures, and I'm like, oh my god, that's like my dream. And then fucking Johnny Depp turns up and it's shit.
Right, so Lord of the Rings is 27th on 2021's film list.
Yes.
Where is Mythical Beasts and Where to Find Them?
Where's Fantastic Beasts? 39.
Okay, that's fine then. Because I'm afraid if that had usurped Lord of the Rings, or if that had gone above Lord of the Rings, I'm afraid we just couldn't have been friends.
The thing is about my list, what people don't seem to get, it's based on personal enjoyment and not on a critical level. Something like What If, starring Daniel Radcliffe and Adam Driver, isn't as good as Lord of the Rings, but I, Christopher O'Brien, famous YouTuber, enjoyed it more.
You had to get it in there, didn't you? Is it because we keep ribbing you for it?
No, because it's either you make the jokes or I make the jokes. I'm taking a page out of EC3's book and controlling my narrative.
Oh, nice. I must admit, though, last week it was Garth that was targeting you for it.
Yeah.
But like I said, unfortunately, Garth can't join us tonight. So what we are doing is instead, me and Chris have picked a match each to watch.
Actually, you've picked a match and a fucking half. Because I was like, I can't decide between two matches. I'm going to wait to see what kind of match you pick, and then I'll pick whatever's not close to that. And then I was going to do that, and then Rob was a baby about it.
Wasn't what you said. You said, I'm struggling between two matches. You told me the choices. I gave you the one I wanted to watch.
Yeah, but then when you picked your match, I'm like, okay, but like that, the other match is a bit similar, so for the sake of variety, I'll go with the other match. You were like, and you were going to be a baby about it. Because like you were with TLC 2013, so I was like, I'll just do it.
Are you really blaming TLC 2013 on me? Are you laying that on my door? Really?
You had a veto and you didn't use it.
You vetoed Survivor Series 2002 so that we could watch that fucking stupid.
I think you'll find.
Shit.
I think you'll find I didn't veto Survivor Series 2002. What happened was I vetoed it in your house, and then we were left with those two options. And I was like, I'm quite in the mood to see some CM Punk, so we watched 2013. You could have vetoed 2013. It was within your power.
Absolute hogwash.
If you go back and listen to the episode, you will literally find that's what happened.
Fine. I encourage you, ladies and gentlemen, to dive back into the PodMania archives. I believe it's episode 170-something. It might be episode 190-something. I don't know. In fact, no, I'm completely wrong. It's episode 203. Go back, check it, and then listen to how Chris coerces and emotionally blackmails me into watching what was basically a bang average show.
It wasn't quite an average show, but we did get some funny stories out of it, like CM Punk's airport story.
Every Rowan's hungry bum.
Yeah, it was a very hungry bum. A stupidly hungry bum.
Do you know what's ridiculous? We will get to the actual podcast in a minute. That's one of our most played episodes. Explain that to me.
What, TLC 2013? Yeah. John Cena and Randy Orton draws, man. What can I say?
It explains why the WWE did it for 9 years. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it felt like it. Jesus Christ, it felt like it. It was every main event for fucking ages. Every Raw.
I was a kid, I loved it.
Oh, anyway. So what we've done is we've both picked a match. We've gone against the grain somewhat because Chris bitched. So we're not having a shit match today. We're just watching pure quality. So Chris, would you like to enlighten the people as to what we're watching tonight?
Killshot versus Dante Fox, which is the best match Lucha Underground ever put on for my money. I say that, I need to rewatch Lucha Underground at some point. I say that, I'm halfway through season 1, so yeah, because Lucha Underground's just fun, innit? But the problem is it's very hard to pick out an individual match because it's not really a promotion more than it is just a TV show.
Mm.
So it feels like picking a scene out of a TV show. And quite frankly, the matches weren't the drawing factor of Lucha Underground. It was fucking wackiness. Like Brian Cage getting a glove where he punched someone with a glove, they died. Paul London killing a midget with a hammer to appease a rabbit. There's Marty Moff Martinez, who is a sexual predator, whose sister is Thunder Rosa.
Is it really?
Yeah, well, played by Thunder Rosa.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant in real life. I was like, what?
He's not a real life sex offender. His gimmick was he was a sex offender. And Rey Mysterio was there. Dominic was there.
Dominic, extraordinarily tall Dominic.
Yeah. Ricochet did some of the best work of his life there.
Prince Puma.
Yep. Because I remember I'm annoyed with myself because it didn't click with me when I was watching it that Prince Puma was Ricochet. And what made me click that the two were the same person was when they went to Ricochet went to Japan and Matt Striker's like, of course, known for Lucha Underground, and I'm like, oh my god, and then yeah.
There was a thing in PWG, wasn't there, where someone threatened to out him or something?
Oh yeah, so he was like wearing his Prince Puma tights.
That was right.
And then sexual offender name redacted was like, oh yeah, and then like he was like, no, I'm not. And then the crowd started chanting, "We love kayfabe." But then Chuck Taylor's in commentary, and he's like, "If you're chanting that chant, you don't love kayfabe."
I love Chuck Taylor; he's fucking hilarious. So yeah, I mean, my experience of Lucha Underground is slim to none.
You watched the first episode a lot.
I've watched the first episode twice.
You're really into Johnny Mundo versus Prince Puma.
Exactly. My match of the year
Blue
from
Demon
Lucha Underground.
Jr. Blue Demon Jr. versus Chavo Guerrero.
Yes, Chavo Guerrero makes an appearance. But then, aside from that, I literally know people that turn up. Like, I know that Freedom turn up and are the Black Lotus Triad. I know that Pentagon is basically the fucking motherfucker.
It's funny with Pentagon because it's one of those cases where it's a taped show, so we didn't realize who was going to get over. So, like, for the first half of season 1, Pentagon's a fucking jobber. And then, like, he turns around because people were getting behind him because he's cool.
And my pick is I went back to the Cruiserweight Classic, partly because this was like just after I started like back into wrestling, so I missed a massive chunk of this tournament. You know, and when you think about who was actually in this tournament, that's criminal. So one of the matches I actually watched that was amazing and was probably match of the tournament, or at least top 2, is Kota Ibushi versus Cedric Alexander, which, of course, got Cedric the sign him up chant, and Triple H obviously said, yes, of course we will, and as we know, he's done exceptionally well since. Poor Cedric.
He's a...
Oh shit, I paused it by accident. Yes, he is a nice lad, but unfortunately he's just... Yeah, it's the Cruiserweight division and it's just non-existent.
Oh, he's never heard business, hasn't he?
No.
Oh, I thought he was.
Yes, he was. The Hurt Business was the biggest thing on, you know, the best thing that WWE had put out in a while. So inevitably they broke it the fuck up.
Oh, well, that's stupid.
It was, yes, incredibly so, to the point where just before Mania, Cedric and Shelton Benjamin were both tag champions, and then they broke them up just before Mania. 'Cause WWE making...
I mean, like, if you, quite frankly, if you expect WWE to be better, that's a fucking mugs game.
Abso-fucking-lutely. Anyway, so what we'll do, ladies and gentlemen, is we will be back after the sound effect, and we will have our matches lined up. We'll tell you what we're going to watch, what order we're going to watch it in, and then, yeah, so we shall see you in a moment. And we're back. So what we're going to do is we are going to watch Cedric Alexander versus Kota Ibushi first. So if you want to find the Cruiserweight Classic on the WWE Network, if you're on Peacock, God knows if it's on there. But if you are lucky in Europe and still have the WWE Network, find the Cruiserweight Classic. It's week 5, round 2. And it's 24 minutes and 16 seconds in. So, Chris, without further ado, shall we get cracking?
I mean, yeah, we don't have fuck all else to do we? We're not going to, like, abandon this and go watch Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Just once, it'd be great for you to say yes. Just fucking once. We've done this podcast. There are 214 episodes of this podcast. Just once, say yes.
I've said yes at least once in those podcasts.
Right. 3, 2, 1, play. This isn't Kota Ibushi's theme.
No, we're so used to just his New Japan theme, eh?
We are. And, it's Mauro Ranello on commentary.
Yeah, it's Mauro and Daniel Bryan.
I'm just going to put this out there. I don't actually like Kota Ibushi's New Japan theme.
Oh, I do like it. I think it sounds quite inspiring.
I don't
it's like
the intro bit.
Why? Why does that specifically annoy you?
I don't know. It just does.
Honestly, in terms of issues with New Japan, that doesn't even crack the top 10.
No, certainly not currently.
Can I just say, I don't think this is this might be in my top 3 of the tournament, but from memory, I think I preferred Ibushi versus Cedric because Daniel Bryan fucking made that. I remember at the time loving Ciampa versus Gargano. This is when DIY was like the hottest thing in NXT. Also, there's a guy in the fucking crowd wearing a Trump shirt, and I hate it. Especially when you remember this is 2016. This is such a mad time. This is like the first time when WWE started bringing in freelancers, and it was so fucking weird.
Yeah, it was it was great for them when they had Kota Ibushi in the crowd. Was it Dallas? Take over Dallas, and they were just like, "Look, it's Kota Ibushi," and then the fucker didn't sign.
Yeah, no, they wanted both. Because I bet you the initial plan was, okay, Zack Sabre Jr. and Kota Ibushi will be, and then they're like, you know what, nah, New Japan, and then because that was very obviously what the finals were being set up as. Like, you can't tell, like, as good as Grand Metalik and TJ Perkins are, you can't sit there and tell me that was the initial plan.
The final was decent, to be fair. Can't argue with that.
Oh, it's a very good match. I'm just saying that you can't tell me that was the original plan.
Oh, no, not at all.
Like, at the very least, Ibushi was meant to be in that final.
Yeah. Cedric Alexander's theme is so bland, it's unreal.
I mean, like... Yeah. Like, it was very clearly meant to be like a temporary thing, and then it's like, shit, we actually have to sign him now. Because I love Cedric at the time, because he was from Ring of Honor. And that's probably my favourite promotion. 2016, yeah, that's probably my favourite promotion to watch every week.
I mean, for Kota Ibushi, he is the favourite in this tournament. So he's just got to do...
And, like, of course, Ibushi's from probably still my favourite New Japan match.
He has to be careful.
What was your... Oh, him and Nakamura from Kingdom 9.
Kingdom 9, yeah.
He's one of his heroes.
That is such a good fucking match.
Well, I kind of like how they set up Full Sail here. Also, at the time, Thursday evenings rather, were fucking great. Well, was it Thursday or Friday? But I can't remember. One of the two. Because you had this, you had NXT, which was good at the time, and you had Ring of Honor, and it was feeling like a bad bitch, Impact.
If you felt like wasting an hour.
Yeah, you know, it's Impact, that's 2 hours.
Oh, God, yeah.
You know what I love? There's even sponsorships on this, because that's Tap Out's logo.
It is.
Very good amateur wrestler.
I don't know, I don't like advertising, but I just like how a ring looks when it has adverts on it.
You prefer a Japanese ring to a sanitized American ring, is what you're saying.
Well, here's the thing, I loved it when TNA had 6 Hour Energy or whatever on their ring mat. Because even like now with Stardom having stuff on their mat, I think that's cooler.
He's taking some time.
They only seem to have that for the bigger shows, though.
Yeah, well, we need to get money in somehow. Not exactly come from live attendance right now.
I'm sure they're fine. They're owned by Bushi Road.
Yeah. Well, you'd say that, and WWE should be fine, but, you know, they fire everyone.
Holy shit.
What?
WWE commentary, and I know it's Daniel Bryan and Mauro Ranallo. They've just not only just referenced New Japan, rather than saying he's from the Orient, they actually mentioned his match with Nakamura and mentioned the event by name.
Yeah, no, because Vince had nothing to do with this.
With those switches, he was on top of it the whole time.
Understand in this tournament, we had an honest-to-God burning hammer.
Yeah, but it's performed by Brian fucking Kendrick.
Yeah, and it was probably the best match of the tournament. It was definitely the most emotionally weighted match of the tournament. One thing about Cedric is wrestling in a chain. I do have to question it. Ooh, lovely.
Did you never have like a cool ass chain when you were younger?
Say that again?
Did you never have a cool ass chain when you were younger?
No, I wasn't really the chain wearing type, I'm not going to lie to you.
Because your neck's too big, or...?
because no, I just, as a child, I didn't look and think, you know what I need around my neck? A chain. Like, I had no desire to look like a really shit Eminem.
And that was when you had, like, not a shaved head, but considerably shorter hair.
I mean, yeah. If I thought with a chain, it's sort of beads. What? Not even beads. I don't know how to describe it. It's like rope.
Right before Ibushi hit that power bomb. But Alexander scouted Ibushi for a long time.
You know what's quite good about this era of Ibushi? He hasn't yet introduced the Kamigoye, which is so hard to make look natural.
Is the Last Ride Powerbomb his finisher at the moment?
Yeah. It's funny, because he started using the Kamigoye properly in G127, but the thing is that he didn't introduce it until like partway through. Fucking guy in the front row on his phone. Fuck you. That's my biggest pet peeve at live events is when someone's paid for a good seat and they're on their phone the whole time.
Or on their laptop.
Oh, I know they're going to get... What, on his fucking... Right, when we were at UK TakeOver in 2019, guy like in front of us were on his fucking laptop.
Who brings their laptop to a wrestling show?
How was he allowed in with it? Like... I'm not being funny, we were doing bag searches. How the fuck do they see the laptop and think, yeah, that's grand?
I imagine he was writing for some manner of dirt sheet. You would assume.
Yeah, but here's the thing. What's the point? It's being broadcast live. Everyone is literally going to learn what happened as soon as everyone else does. And he was in, like, the tier. Like, we were, like, right on the front of our tier.
Yeah,
like, we were, like, 30. So, he was paying 50 quid for that ticket. Ooh. Oh, lovely. Good camera angle, too. Got rid of the... By the way, have you seen who tonight's Dark Side of the Ring is about?
Fucking hell. Yeah, Nick Gage.
Nick fucking Gage. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for people, for like normies to learn about Nick Gage.
See, WWE used to do small venue shit really, really well.
They do small venue shit really well. It's ridiculous. Like how... Because this doesn't feel like God... Like, they've even set it up to feel like more legit, like the smaller ramp and everything.
Yeah.
Like, this... Like, sort of the setup is like it's set up more like a small MMA show than a wrestling show.
Yeah.
Which really works for a tournament setting. Lovely. Oh, lovely.
Yes.
That was clean. That was so clean.
Very clean.
So fresh and so clean.
Not many people pull that off as cleanly as that. Omega pulls it off really, really cleanly.
Over the top, Devitt used to do it cleanly.
Devitt used to do it very cleanly, yeah, you're right.
He doesn't really do it anymore, though. Which, to be fair, is probably for the best.
Yeah. Because it's deceptively old. Phenomenal clothesline.
I hate how everyone calls everything phenomenal. Every springboard thing a fucking phenomenal thing now.
Did you not see Ibushi's phenomenal dropkick earlier?
I will hurt you.
Wow! What a flying clothesline! Ibushi lands right on his neck!
To be fair, that is a disgusting bump from Ibushi. He does not need to do that. What is he doing?
Right. You've seen how Ibushi bumps for a doll. It's one of the most annoying things about Ibushi, where it's kind of like Kanta Miyahara, where he'll bump for you, but he's not going to sell your leg offense. Like, the one convincing leg sell I've ever seen from Ibushi was against Jay White, and that's because Jay White didn't hit anything but the leg, so Ibushi just didn't have a chance to forget about it.
Within a one count of scoring a major upset.
You know, whenever you look in the wrestling corner, you can tell who's been dragged along by like their kid or their significant other.
Yeah. People that don't look bothered at all.
Yeah. And then you can sort of tell like who hit like the normal Full Sail crowd, and then who's the smart who wanted to come along to see Kota Ibushi.
You must be diligent. You have to continue.
Yeah, but Cedric Alexander.
I'm trying to think what else was happening at around 2016. Jericho and lovely.
Was it Jericho and Owen?
Yeah, Jericho and Owen, because this was leading into SummerSlam.
It was SummerSlam.
AJ and Cena.
Yeah, it was AJ, Cena. It was Dean versus Ziggler for the championship.
But what I've never got over about that, I've never forgotten it. For some reason, Joe Ziggler had fucking "Don't Tread on Me" on his tights. I'm like, this is a fucking gimmick change.
And then I believe it was Apollo Crews versus The Miz.
The Miz. Yeah.
Who's going
for the Universal at the time?
It was Balor and Rollins. It was the unveiling, and everyone started chanting about fucking Jam Belt.
What main evented this? Oh, it was Lesnar and Orton.
Yeah. And then they thought, you know what, we'll send everyone home really, really happy. A legit murder.
Yeah, but to be fair, like, this is... Lesnar had a... Lesnar had his... look at the guy with his butt turned up. It was a sexy ass dropkick, to be fair.
To be fair, it's a good match.
To be fair, it's a good match. Ooh, fucking lovely.
Oh my gosh! These guys are going to war!
This is the epitome of strong style.
I would have loved to have seen peak Brian versus peak Ibushi.
But to be fair, both guys still haven't started to decline. Oh! Fuck. Like, Ibushi and Bryan still aren't at the point where they've got worse, so we don't even know when they're going to lose their peak.
That's true.
That's
true. What I mean is, I'd be very, very cautious about someone like Ibushi wrestling Bryan just because of Bryan's head. And I know he's probably absolutely fine, but it's just that... You know what I mean? Oh my god! Jesus!
Like that, shit like that.
Yeah. Where he got nowhere near the elevation. Fucking snap T-bone suplex.
You want to know something really impressive about Cedric? Mm-hmm. He was like 225 like a month or two before this tournament.
Jesus.
Like, he dropped the weight fast for this tournament.
Have you ever seen anything like that?
Oh, Cedric's orgasming.
I mean, like, that tends to happen when Ibushi touches you.
That is true. That is true. When we go to Japan and Ibushi high-fives me, I imagine that's how I'm going to react.
It's bold of you to assume we'd be able to afford front row tickets.
Mate, if we're going to do it, we're going to do it properly.
Yeah, but, like, front row tickets, like £1,000. I fucking hate that. Like, that chant was natural once.
Well, it's like, this is awesome. It's so oversaturated because any time a match goes more than 10 minutes, it feels like it needs that chant, and I disagree.
You know what, though? I just wish the crowd would scale it to the actual quality of the match. You know, this is alright. I think that's why I like... Jesus. I think that's why I like UK crowds when they're at their best, because they just come up with individual chants for everyone.
This is average.
2.5 stars.
Gentleman's 3.
No, because TakeOver, we didn't really have this is awesome chants. We had chants for the actual wrestlers.
Table. Oh.
Well, and the table.
We did.
And Vince McMahon.
And Vince McMahon.
And it's so weird because... Oh, lovely. It's so weird because Jesus. I saw someone go, "Oh, why are the crowd so loud? They're not even that, the match wasn't even that good." It's like, you're not thinking about that when you're there live, are you?
No.
Like, I'm not sitting there going,
didn't quite work.
I don't know. I think he got through it.
Pele kick.
Who's the best Pele kick?
Balor. Balor's looks like it would hurt more than AJ's.
Yeah, but I think that Ibushi one actually looks like it connects.
I'm surprised.
Here we go.
Also, Garth gets annoyed with how I say Pele kick.
No.
This is a fucking X Division match.
This is great. Fucking brainbuster.
Oh, look at that fucking
Oh my
pop.
god. See, that's great. That is great. More people should fucking do that. Your first move didn't work, so kick him in the fucking head straight away.
Look at his fucking face.
This is great. This is fucking great.
Able to endure the punishment that he is on the receiving end here, courtesy of a motivated, fired.
Oh, look at the guy standing up on his fucking phone in the front. Fuck you.
Thank fuck Ibushi didn't sign with WWE.
He hit the brainbuster. Kota Ibushi kicked
No
out.
speak English.
Exactly.
There's a kid in the crowd that's with a sign that says Kota Ibushi is my spirit animal.
Yep, I'll allow the This Is Awesome chant for this because it is actually awesome.
No, that's the thing. I don't mind the crowd chanting. Just come up with a new chant. Jesus. There's so many words in the English language.
I am aroused.
I mean, like, I just assume you always are.
What is he going for here? What's he going to pull off?
Oh fuck, be careful, Cedric. The coup de grace.
Oh, fuck. That was close one.
Jesus. Fucking high angle.
The guy in the crowd wearing a fucking Dusty Sucks Eggs shirt. That's a fucking deep cut. Oh,
Golden
lovely.
start. 2, 3.
Dude.
That was great.
That was really, really good.
That was really, really, really good. Oh
By
yeah.
the way, very quickly, so Tajiri was on the show. Did you see what happened when Tajiri was announced for the Cruiserweight Classic?
No.
He walks into the performance center and starts harassing Regal.
Continuity, bitches.
Some of the things that Kota Ibushi kicked out of.
That was very good.
That was very, very, very good. Let's pause it there.
The thing is with a tournament match is it's never going to be as good as you first remember it because a tournament match is literally 100% about the result.
Mm.
So like that's one of those matches where it's great in the moment, but there's nothing. You're not going to find anything new once you go back and rewatch it.
No, I liked the emotion. I mean, the commentary team did a fantastic job. I think Ranello and Daniel Bryan actually were a fantastic team. But I thought it.
Have you seen when Bryan was on commentary on I think it was Saturday Morning Slam or whatever, and he just kept talking about bears?
I think you told me about this.
And it was Cesaro versus R-Truth or whatever, and he started marking out when Cesaro locks him in a bear hug.
Oh, Brian, you crazy bastard. But yeah, like said, if you look at this match and you look at the emotion that Cedric exuded during this match, and then you look at him and Mustafa Ali at WrestleMania 34, and the emotion is night and day.
Heart, soul.
Exactly. The emotion in that match felt so forced and unnatural that it actually took me out of the match. Whereas the emotion here, yeah, it is just a tournament match. But the emotion, the fact that the crowd was so invested in Cedric, that kick out when he hit that brainbuster and then a roundhouse kick and Ibushi kicked out, that felt earned. It felt organic. And it's that sort of reaction from the crowd, that sort of genuine reaction that really pulls me into a match, whether it's tournament or not. And I think that being a tournament match actually helps. It can increase that drama. I understand what you mean, though. Obviously, the second time you watch it, once you know the winner, it's, the drama's sort of gone. But I still really enjoyed that match. I gave it 4 1/4.
Ooh, I'm going 4. It's probably a lot higher at the time, but also 2016, I'd be 18, 19, so I was easier to impress.
Fair enough. I mean, to be fair, we are only a quarter star away from each other, so Right, so what we'll do is we'll move over to Dailymotion because, of course, it's Dailymotion because we can't get Lucha Underground anywhere in the fucking UK.
It's funny because I went to a What Culture event and I ended up talking to Matt Stryker because everyone else was like queuing to meet Adam Cole. I'm like, okay, I'll go get a photo with Matt Stryker. So I went up to him and I was talking about Lucha Underground. And the dude I was with was like, well, yeah, why do you even watch Lucha Underground? And he's like, yeah, just go on Dailymotion. You're not going to get it.
Yeah. Well, do you remember the very, very brief, like, oh my God, it's on Netflix. And then you realized it's on the American Netflix.
It was on Amazon Prime for like a hot minute, but it's off now.
Yeah, you
can't
get
on Amazon. But it was like on Amazon Prime, you had to get a different thing. But the thing is, I was completely fine paying a $5 a month to watch True Lucha Underground. But then they got taken off it, and it was ridiculous.
Anyway, the link for this match is in the podcast description, so please go there, click on it. You'll see the Hell of War Killshot versus Dante Fox sort of match graphic. It's 30 minutes. The match isn't 30 minutes, so chill. It's all good. Chris, briefly talk me through what the Hell of War is.
Deathmatch, basically.
Fair enough. Am I right in thinking that... So, Ultima Lucha, am I right in thinking that that is basically the big show at the end of the season?
Yeah, it's like it's where they wrap up all the feuds for that season. And these two were feuding this season because they were army veterans and one was left. I can't remember which way around it was, but one left the other for dead. And he wasn't very happy about that.
And why would you be?
And the natural way to process that trauma was to fight in an underground fight club.
100%. 100%.
To be fair, the Lucha Underground's weird. You had like fucking. Have you ever seen an Ultima Lucha match?
I haven't.
A Aztec Warfare match. I swear to God, 2 years in a row, Joey Ryan came out and handcuffed himself to the railing so he couldn't get eliminated.
It's clever.
And it is clever. He's an awful, awful man, but it is clever.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. So the backstory of this is basically, I'm currently in the middle of Fall Brawl 1995.
What a weird segue.
Well, you'll see why I'm going there in a minute. Because second on the card, after a 29-minute match between Brian Pillman and Johnny B. Bad, which is far better than it sounds, you get a 1-minute match between Sergeant Craig Pittman and Cobra because Cobra was deployed to Pittman's platoon, but Pittman left him in a jungle somewhere and then reported him missing in action. So they came together to have a match at War Games because,
War Games.
War. And I was looking at it going, that is the shittest backstory I've ever heard. Like, what the fuck? But it was all made up for because Cobra's theme tune, or theme music, or entrance music, whatever you want to call it, is fucking Morse code, and that shit is great. That's exactly what it is. No music, just Morse code. That is fucking brilliant. I gave it 5 stars just for that. Lol, JK, I didn't rate it. Anyway, so, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully, after all that waffling, you should be on the correct link. So what we'll do is we'll count down and we'll start watching. So, in 3, 2, 1, play.
And Dante Fox, they've been battling for almost a year.
Killshot's a really cool name.
What's a cool name?
It's a cool Killshot.
It is a cool name.
And it's Shane Strickland under the mask. Or now not. What's he called in NXT?
Isaiah Swerve.
Scott. There we go. Yeah, Isaiah Scott.
Who's that?
Melissa Santos.
Ah, it's Brian Cage's missus.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's a first blood match.
Yeah. First blood matches are risky.
My favourite first blood match is Austin versus Kane. Where Kane just wore He just wore a mask and full-length sleeves so he couldn't see if he was bleeding. That's great stuff.
If you do not win the title, I will set myself on fire.
Fucking terrifying, that voice box.
I have good memories of Lucha Underground. Me and my friend Aaron would jump on a call every week and watch Lucha Underground. It was great. It's the best. It's a great thing to watch with people. By the way,
a lot of blood on that mat.
Yeah, there was a lot of feud enders going on. By the way, Melissa Santos in Lucha Underground was in storyline with Phoenix. And Ben Martinez tried to kidnap her. So she basically fell in love with Phoenix. Because Phoenix was the only one who was saving her. Yeah, I think wrestling is kind of missing something like Lucha Underground right now.
Well, that's probably why MLW is bringing it back.
Yeah, well, that and that MLW don't have an identity otherwise. Because that seems to be
It'll be
MLW's
very
thing.
interesting to see how MLW works with Lucha Underground.
See, I think it's just going to end up being like the Bloodsport events from earlier this year, where it's just going to be all cinematic and shit, but that's kind of not the point. Oh, first of 3.
Ah.
So it's 3 stages of hell.
Yeah.
What do you think of Lucha Underground's aesthetic?
Hang on.
Ooh, lovely.
Medical evac. Okay. Didn't completely hear what the 3 stages were, but there we are. In relation to what I think of the aesthetic, I think it's very grimy and I love it.
Yeah, no, that's the whole. It doesn't look overproduced. It actually looks like an underground fight club.
Yeah.
You know what I love is someone. If you look on one of the sides of the front row, there's a guy wearing a Ricochet shirt, which is just a bit too massive for me. By the way, you see the office in the corner. Well, you don't see it right now, but you'll see it at some point. Angelico once jumped off of that.
Speaking of war, I'm certainly hoping those fans get the hell out of the way.
They lost this location for the next season.
Really?
Yeah, they ended up going somewhere that looks like a fucking meat freezer.
Ooh. Well, actually, that sounds quite cool.
No, it became a bit more overproduced. Tommy Dreamer turned up, which is never good for anything.
Oh, fucking hell.
This is a blood feud, to be fair. That's a very good point.
There's a woman there who looks completely disgusted by what she's seeing. This is not a first date you bring a girl on.
It could be worse. I know someone who took him to a death match.
Oh, God.
They'll say that. They say they did that. And I'm like, I somehow don't believe you. I don't think you'd have the guts.
The blood and guts.
Hey.
Hey.
Have you seen
Oh, my God.
He used to do that shit all the time. I fucking love that backflip.
Jesus. It was so quick.
I know. AR Fox is one of those people where you're like, how the fuck weren't you signed somewhere? Because you're fucking fantastic.
What's going on with Dante Fox at the moment?
I don't know.
He strikes me as someone who's probably in MLW.
Is that just where you see everyone where you don't know what they're doing? It goes, I'm going to fucking hate you. That turns out to be true, by the way. AR Fox cage match. Korea. He hasn't wrestled this year so far.
What was the last promotion you wrestled for?
Evolve, WWN, GCW, New South Pro, AAW, Violence X Suffering, and CZW.
I love that. Fake out, slap him in the face with a chair.
He's fucking built, Dante, isn't he?
He's stacked, yeah.
Oh, you know where AR Fox has wrestled?
The Inokajino Federation.
No, the other one.
Preston City Wrestling.
Yeah. Well,
By the way,
technically,
Preston City
it was-
Wrestling is coming to a place that is 10 minutes from my house.
you should go.
You need to come with me. Come down and we'll go and watch Preston City Wrestling in August.
Half a card are probably going to be abusers.
If it's abusers, we won't go. But it's literally 10 minutes from my house.
That's ridiculous.
Well, I'm like an hour away from Preston, so... Jesus.
There's a lot of fucking headshots in this.
That reminds me of that spot that Rhino and Raven did in TNA with the shopping trolley. Do you know the spot I'm on about?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're on about. By the way, turns out these events were crossovers between PCW, WXW, CZW, and beyond.
Ah,
That's a lot of fucking
that's a lot of promotions.
AR Fox defeated Bubblegum.
Who?
Bubblegum.
What the fuck is a bubblegum?
He's a PCW stalwart.
Oh, is he? Well, there you go. I mean, come to Hanley and we'll see Bubblegum together. Sounds weird when I say it like that.
Bubblegum retired in 2018.
Oh, boo. Oh. Yes.
You know what one of the main events of this year's Ultima Lucha was?
As
Rey
in
Mysterio.
season 3.
Yeah, Rey Mysterio and Prince Puma.
The match we all want in WWE but are being criminally
I
robbed
don't
of.
want it in WWE. I don't want anything in WWE.
True.
If something I want happens in WWE, that's a fucking concession on my part.
Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah, they're not exactly being
Fucking around, are they?
This is a perfect display of when you don't want something to be subtle. Because if this was subtle, I'd hate it. It's like one of the fuckers are called Killshots. I don't want them rolling for leg locks.
Is that the office you were on about?
Yeah. By the way, I'm gonna give you a Lucha Underground spoiler.
Okay.
At the end of the end of Ultima Lucha 3, Dario Cueto was murdered.
Right. Jesus Christ. Oh, Lucha Underground. You crazy.
To be
Why
fair,
are you so crazy?
Conan was killed off in the first season. He was buried alive.
Beautiful.
Phoenix lost the casket match, then came back, but like as evil Phoenix. You know, because he rose from the ashes or whatever. He's a Phoenix.
Of course. Uh-huh. Nice.
The other match on this card was Dr. Wagner Jr. and Famous B versus Tejano.
Okay.
Yeah, we kind of just had one other match on the card and then just jumped straight to this. Although, also, you know what's funny? In the dark match on this, it was Aerostar versus Karrion Kross.
Nice. I imagine that was a decent match, to be fair.
Yeah, because this is the first night of Ultima Lucha. Night 2 was Phoenix versus Marty the Moth Martinez, you know, the fucking feud I was telling you about earlier.
Yeah.
And Evilise versus Katrina.
Ah, Evilise.
She does herself no face.
She really doesn't. That
And then you have-
absolute palaver with Thunder Rosa in the ring was a disgrace.
And then you had a unique opportunity battle royal.
Sorry, how long before Dante Fox goes through the glass?
I'm not telling you.
Because, let's be honest, he's going through the glass, isn't he? Thanks, Vampira. Something is about to happen.
What's to happen? Well, I wasn't Vampiro, I was Striker.
Oh, was it?
Jesus. There was also Night 3 saw Sexy Star take on Taya Valkyrie. These two team up with Damak versus Drago, Pendo, and versus the Lizard Tribe.
Rodney Mack.
And then Gift of the Gods ladder match between Son of Havoc, otherwise known as Matt Cross, and Pentagon.
Nice.
And then Night 4, there was 4 nights of this. Matanza versus Dragon Azteca in a steel cage.
Yep.
Mil Muertes versus Cage versus Jeremiah Crane for the Gauntlet of the Gods, which is the glove where if you punch someone with it, they die.
Nice.
Oh, Jesus. That was so close to going wrong. Prince Puma versus Johnny Mundo for title versus Korea.
Yep.
And that, which Mundo won the title, but then Pentagon came in, and because he won the Gift of the Gods, which basically became Money in the Bank when you had it.
Ah, right, okay.
So then he beat Puma, who had to leave
to come to WWE.
No, Prince Puma's not in WWE.
Oh no, sorry. He's in the orphanage with El Generico.
Yeah. He's a humble prince.
The hatred that he has for his once brother, Killshot.
For his once brother. We went to war though.
Oh, jeez.
I was wondering whether the ring was reflecting when I realised the glass is on the chest.
The glass is now in the ring.
I was watching Vice's The Wrestlers, which is basically the opposite of Dark Side of the Ring. They look at inspiring things from wrestling, but one of the ones they did was deathmatch wrestling.
Right.
And one time, we were following CZW, and they forgot to order glass, so we just took glass from someone's conservatory window.
Jesus.
Just like when you're about to crash into a wall driving your car, there's nowhere to go. You can't slam on the brakes. You know you're gonna hit.
Shit.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
I don't need to see people's stupid fucking faces.
Oh my god.
He must draw blood if he can lock his hands. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Anyway, you have to glass. Holy God. Oof. Oh, you can see the blood straight away.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's the first fall.
I mean, that
there
would
we
do
go.
it. But to be fair, this is like the end of a feud where they legitimately hate each other, so I can justify it.
Yeah, 100%.
There's one thing I loved about Lucha Underground, and that's how they set up big events, because before Ultima Lucha, this Ultima Lucha, there was like a massive thing where everyone got in the ring and had a fight. It was incredible.
How many seasons of Lucha Underground has there been? 5?
4. There was first 3 in the Tempo, and then 4 in... What even happened at the last Ultima Lucha? Can I be honest with you, I fell off on season 4.
Was that in the meat freezer?
Yeah.
Season
That's
4, Ultima Lucha meat freezer.
There's a mass versus mass match between Havoc and Killshot. Taya took on Ricky Mundo. So... Okay, so Ricky Mundo. He's Ricky Mandel, and Johnny Mundo had his Worldwide Underground, and Ricochet shirt. And Ricky Mandel was like their intern, but he was obsessed with Johnny Mundo, like he was a fanboy. So
Obviously.
He started dressing like him, and he changed his name to Mundo, and he got thrown out of the Worldwide Underground because, yeah, that's fucking creepy. Then he just started stalking, and I think he eventually made friends with Matanza.
Obviously.
So have you ever seen that thing where Taya and it's like Taya and Johnny were getting married, and then Famous B's about to confirm it, and then he was like, "I pronounce you, holy shit, what the fuck is that?" And then Matanza stormed the ring.
He has lost a lot of blood, and that right there can really negate any heart.
You know who the last champion of Lucha Underground was?
Was it Rhino?
No.
Oh, okay.
It was Jake Strong.
Who?
Jake Hager.
Really? I did know that. I did know that, weirdly.
And Marty the Moth was one of the third last champion. You know.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
That was a split-legged moonsault into a chair.
A fucking Spanish fly.
Into a Spanish fly. What the fuck?
They've already had a Spanish fly. They had to find a way to
make it innovative.
Garth would hate this. there's Vampiro. It's always weird to me seeing Vampiro. I know he needs glasses, but I don't imagine he's
It's
someone
just
who
weird
like.
seeing him without makeup.
Honestly, this is. He's still got some glass in there.
Oh no. It's in his fucking
not-
hands. They haven't
not
cleaned it
fucking
up at
holding
all,
that,
have
are
they?
Alright, so I think this is like a normal death match, and then the last fall is like an ambulance match.
Right, okay. I did say, ladies and gentlemen, that it wasn't half an hour. It might well be half an hour of the match. If it's effectively 3 matches.
Yeah, it's a good match, bro.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm enjoying it.
It's only contributing to further damage for all 3 human beings in the ring. The 2 competitors as well as our official. Yeah, well, collateral damage, man.
That's like is really good on commentary when people aren't trying to feed him false information. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, love it. Love it.
Stays close. Cover. No.
That's a sexy pin.
That was a sexy pin.
It's got ass for days.
So, on the grand scale of masks, where does Killshot rank?
I'm not going to lie, it's a pretty mid mask.
It is.
Like,
it's
a lot
it's
of
not,
it's-
it's
a lot
not
of it is-
horrendous, but it's not, Mysterio or Liger.
I mean, when it comes to Lucha Underground masks, it's pretty, like... Because you have to understand, Luchasaurus is in Lucha Underground.
Well, Luchasaurus' mask is different level.
Yeah,
It's no what's it though, is it? Is it Drago?
Drago. Oh, I love Drago's
That's
mask.
Fucking insane, that shit.
The tongue, I don't know how that comfortably
I don't
fits in
understand
his
that
mouth.
either. But, do you know who's got the best mask? Bushi.
I once almost bought a Bushi mask.
I must admit, his entrance masks are always quite cool.
Yeah, they're really cool. Actually, all the LIJ entrance, like Shingo's.
I'm not sure about Sonada's new one. His weird, little cat mask. What the fuck is that?
By the way, since we're watching a deathmatch, it's worth bringing up. Did you see that Moxley came out doing an Anita tribute this week? He came out to Round Thing by the Trogs.
Oh no, I didn't. That's amazing.
Once the head goes past the shoulder blade, the body has no control. That is something they teach you at 101 in any combat. Take the soldier down, you pull his head back.
That was a very good little call from Vampiro there.
It was.
The fight in the heart, it's easy.
Because this is inherently stupid, but they're helping to ground it. It's ridiculous.
It still is a Lucha Libre match.
You know what I love about Lucha Underground? They really take advantage of the fact that they're pre-taped. So, they're turning the volume up on those leg straps
Yeah.
to make them sound like actual gunshots.
Maybe the kill stomp. Here we go.
Or the kill stomp.
Jesus.
See, everything is more dangerous with this glass all over. And even if it's fake glass, that shit's digging into you.
I was just going to say, the referee is counting the pinfall in the glass there.
There's
Mother
glass in his
effer.
mustache.
Mother effer. I did appreciate that camera angle, by the way.
Yeah.
Has been built on blood.
Again, because you don't get any bad shots in Lucha Underground because they're pre-taped and we know it. Oh, Jesus.
Ugh. Jesus.
Battlefield Boyle Heights. I miss this shit so much.
Even the ref is like, fuck this. Absolutely fuck this.
I still love how Fox still has a little bit of glass in his mustache.
Who has seen some heinous things in his long and storied
Seen some
career.
anus things.
Even he
Heinous.
Oh.
Oh, by the way, did I ever tell you about the time that Aerostar literally took off?
I think you have. Oh my god, into the fucking glass.
I fucking love that move, by the way. I know it's convoluted, but
God. Look, his back. Do you see the chunk missing out of his fucking back? Oh my god.
This is a TV taping, so they probably have another 2-3 hours of matches after this.
There's like a chunk, like a serious chunk out of his back. Fuck.
Yeah.
See, if full Lucha Libre was like this, I'd watch more CMLL
Oh, no.
or AAA.
No, Play in 2019 had Wagner versus Ali Pat, was it? I can't remember who it was between, but fucking there was hammer shots, like legitimate hammer shots.
Oh my god.
I think if you watch like Triple Mania, there is matches that at least attempt to be like this. Oh Jesus! But also, what we need to remember: these two aren't luchadors; they're looking American wrestlers, so they're playing more abilities.
Holy shit! Holy shit!
It's like when you cut the head off a chicken, the body still goes. These guys are hurt, they're broken, they're bleeding, they're busted, but they know there is no tomorrow.
Ouch. Everything looks like it hurts more now just because there's blood on their backs.
Yeah, now that I know just how fucked up Dante Fox's back is. Oh, I love it. I fucking love it. Fucking love it.
This was one of my favourite matches of this year, of the year this was, which was 2017 actually.
Like, do you rate this?
Yeah, it's a match.
Yeah, true. You aren't wrong.
What's he doing? Bro, Dante.
Bro.
Bruh.
Stuff him in the medivac, right? Why not bring the gurney with you? It'll make it so much easier.
Melissa Santos.
Like, don't come near me, please don't come. I have enough problems with fucking Marty Moth Martinez.
I'm wearing a white dress, don't you dare come near me with your bloody back.
I have a whole fucking TV taping to get through here.
Not only on the outside, inside, you got to believe that some of those organs are bleeding. Let's not forget that leg drop.
Some of those organs are bleeding.
Fucking hell. There's enough blood here. Jesus.
That's what war is.
This thing, we didn't even blade. That's just because they fell into fucking glass.
And barbed wire. Don't forget the barbed wire.
Barbed wire.
And if you think of all the wars in history, most of them start for stupid reasons. Ego, or my religion's better than yours, or you're not the same color as me. There really is no damn reason for war. No reason to go and kill each other.
You fucking tell us, Vampiro. You go, lad.
One box Matt Striker. Stop getting them fucking mixed
They
up.
have the same voice, Chris.
No, they don't. But second of all, you know what Vampiro used to do in the early days of Lucha Underground? That's really annoying.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, Jesus.
He's just done a Death Valley driver off the top rope onto the gurney. Look at the blood on the fucking gurney.
Anyway.
Oh, there's bits of his back. Oh my god. There's like bits of skin on the fucking gurney. That's fucking rank. Oh my god.
You know what Vampiro used to do that's really annoying? He'd be like, "Hey man, I can't commentate. I'm too into this match." It's like, you're a fucking commentator.
It looks like he's well on his way to winning this third battle in the hell of war.
Is that it?
Think these guys are both broken.
No, I don't think that's it. Although, to be fair, he does have a chunk of his back miss.
Yeah. Like, he's strapped in. How do you get out of that?
With great difficulty.
Dante Fox being taken, slowly rolled to his destiny. Well, there's a little
Slowly rolled. Sliders on the stone.
Slowly rolling Novocaine.
Maybe, Matt, you think? I don't know, but I'm going to applaud Killshot. Uh-oh, wait a second. You talked about...
Really?
Oh, he's fighting back.
Those little mini kicks.
About the heart of a soldier. I'm
Just
talking about somebody who's
tighten the straps. What are you doing, Killshot?
Look at him go. In the vein of
This seems like a silly thing to do, Killshot, doesn't it? Because he's going to get out.
You okay there?
Oh my fucking Christ.
Yeah, thing is, he knew he was going to get out.
Holy shit. Kill stomp through the gurney.
This isn't the kind of match you could have anywhere else and have it seem like an actual match.
Chris, there's still bits of his back on the fucking gurney.
I mean, we weren't going to leave.
That's...
They can't. They can't. There's no skin off his back. Well, 619. That's a lucha thing. I bet you for a spot he needs to get on that fucking gurney. It's like he don't fucking want.
It's nothing compared to what they will do.
Tope Con Hero.
Especially considering that's 20 minutes into
20 minutes
this.
into a match, and his back is shredded to fuck.
Yes, that was incredibly clean.
So there's a weird structure in the aisle with chairs and wood.
Yeah.
I don't understand what it is.
Neither do I, or
Okay.
why it's there. But also, like, it's Lucha Underground, so there's no point in questioning
No,
it.
no, that is a good point. I mean, I imagine it's there so that people can do weird shit through it. Is that glass?
Yeah, because Dario Cueto... Yeah, it is glass.
Yes,
yeah,
oh, lovely.
Because Dario Cueto is nothing if not a masochist.
There's a Jeep,
No, say that.
obviously. Someone's just going to get
And
fucking run
honestly,
over.
I think the Jeep's meant to be the ambulance.
Oh, okay. It's not just vehicular homicide.
Yeah, no, 'cause you can
Oh
see
my
the...
god. There's a fucking mariachi band.
Oh yeah, they play at the start of the show.
That's incredible.
But the band changes every few episodes. They get, like, actual bands.
Oh, not just a oh, no. No, fuck that. Just have a house mariachi band.
You know what I love? Is the band has to, like...
Get out of the way. Get away from my keyboard, bitch.
With guitar costs so much money. Oh, he's got one of the cables. See, that's one bad shot because you can't see he had the cable through that light.
Looks like a guitar cord. An amp cord. Yeah.
An amp cord.
But he's
There you go.
You can hear the
Thick wire.
That amp wire is still connected. If Killshot can get electrocuted. Listen to that. Ow, that hurts my ears. You gotta be kidding me.
I mean,
Can you
that's
get
not,
electrocuted
no.
through blood?
Look at him.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no. Oh, fuck. Do you know what, Chris? It's a good fucking job that structure was there, isn't it, really?
Yeah, I'm sure what he really wanted was to hit more glass.
Do you know what? It's no fucking wonder Dante Fox hasn't wrestled.
A million.
Fucking bloke's broken.
And broken pieces of Dante Fox.
If you think this is bad, I'm going to have to show you some CZW
Boys,
stuff.
I've lost my mind. I don't even know what the hell I just saw. I don't care. All I know is that Dante Fox.
What? I don't know what I just saw. I don't
Dante
care.
Fox, no matter
Good stuff,
what
Vampira.
happens to him after this, if we never see him again,
Oh, so much blood.
There is a lot of blood.
deserves the respect.
Are you going to It's like, are you going to blade lance? No, that's too dangerous. What we're going to do.
Is he alive?
Hold my beer, you.
To be able to walk out of
No, he did, and then he smashed it over his head.
I've never seen the believers so
He actually looks dead.
The
That's
Believers?
ridiculous.
silence.
The Beavers?
Ladies and gentlemen, here
Oh my
we
god,
are.
look at the amount of blood that's on that. Fucking
Yeah,
hell.
look at so much back.
Our owner, Dario Cueto,
Oh,
penchant for violence.
oh, it's back.
This is something that's never been done before.
It's so...
Look at
God.
Killshot.
Fuck me.
Here is
Oh, that is graphic.
That is a good image.
the door to the medevac opened.
These two would be tagging in 2 weeks, by the way. We were forced to.
War match, and he'll do it with a bang.
And there you go. Killshot has literally killed Dante Fox. Fucking hell. Jesus wept. And the Jeep drives off.
Oh, because it's meant to be like an army medical vehicle.
Right, course. Of course.
You know, we're thematically correct here in Lucha Underground.
Of course. Hence the weird fucking chair and glass structure that was just
Although if I was
sitting
Lucha Underground,
there.
I'd be going to the guy in the Ricochet shirt and going, mate, that's too meta. Can you just buy a different shirt, please?
Right, well, let's pause that there as Killshot makes his way to the ring. Fucking hell, Chris, what have I just watched?
You asked for this.
Genuinely, I know it was graphic as fuck, but that was great fun. It was half an hour that flew by.
Yeah, it didn't feel like a match its length. And
No.
it's very dense. There wasn't really any downtime. Like,
No,
the
I
biggest moment
agree.
of downtime he had was being put into the ambulance, but that made sense within the context of the story. It's just... the best match Lucha Underground ever did. Like, so maybe other than I can see the argument for like the casket match between Muertes and Phoenix, but nah, that's fucking great. And also, like, they didn't do the fucking blood feud and they start chain wrestling thing. I fucking hate that. But I will praise, and this stands out in the year of 2017. So like the Omega Okada stuff, Shibata Okada, Naito, Elgin, the shit Suzuki was doing.
The entire G127.
What a tournament. And even beyond that, the Progress was doing really well at the time. Most of the indies were doing really well at the time. Yeah, and this stands out. This is in Ring of Honor was doing really well at the time. So the fact that this stands out in the top 10, probably in the top 10 matches of that year, fucking great.
Yeah, I don't know what I was really expecting, but
not that.
I don't think it was that, Chris. If I'm being honest,
you were expecting this random lucha shit.
I was. Yeah, that was fucking hell. There were literal bits of Dante Fox on the fucking gurney, like literal pieces of him. That was. Jesus wept. I don't even know where I'd begin to rate that. So let's start with you, and I'll play off that.
It's not perfect, but it's as close to perfect as you're going to get in this kind of environment. That's 4 3/4 to me. I fucking adore this match.
Well, I was going to go 4.5, just because. And I know this is ridiculous in Lucha Underground, but it did get to a point where the believability was like, really?
But also,
it was also fucking great.
What didn't you believe? Is it like if it's that structure? It's a case of that can be explained by Dario Cueto put it there because he's a prick.
Yeah, 4.5, 4 3/4. It was such a good fun match. I don't imagine it was fun for either competitor, but. It was really good fun. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Yeah, go out of your way to watch that because it is fucking badass.
Really, where did you listen to this and weren't watching it?
Yeah. I would actively encourage you to actually go and watch the match whilst we are, because, like, Jesus fucking Christ. Literal pieces of that man's back. Unreal. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that brings to an end our podcast. What a fitting end, because I don't think there's any fucking way we'd have followed that with anything. Thank you so much for listening, guys. You can, of course, check out the podcast wherever you get your podcast. Subscribe, leave us a 5-star review and a comment. It helps us catapult up those podcast ratings. You can check out the website www.podmania.co.uk for all the archived podcast episodes, match ratings, including the matches that we've rated tonight, retro pay-per-view reviews, the Monday Night Wars being compared every Monday. The next pay-per-view review will be WCW 4 Brawl 1995 on Wednesday, so make sure you check that out. You can find the podcast on Twitter at PodMania. You can talk to me at RealRobGoodwin. Chris, where can they find you?
In the pub soon.
In the pub soon, indeed. The pubs on the 17th of May. We're allowed to go in. We're allowed to hug people. Fucking great stuff.
It says, isn't the exact phrasing intimate contact? I'm still looking forward to being able to lick people again.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we bid you farewell. Same time next week, same place next week. We'll talk to you guys again soon.
You've been listening to the PodMania Pro Wrestling Podcast. Follow us on Twitter at PodMania, Facebook at PodMania Podcasts, and YouTube and Instagram at Real PodMania. And check out the website, podmania.co.uk. Until next time, wrestling fans.